REED-BBS, BBS, Blackbird Sugar, Bachelor's in Boxing Studies, Television, Fred Sanford of the Fistic Arts. This one here hits a little bit different. Marvelous Marvin Hagler, born May 23rd, 1954. He sadly passes away March 13th, 2021 at 66 years of age. Legally, Marvin Nathaniel Hagler changed his name to Marvelous Marvin Hagler. That really was this man's name. He competed professionally from 1973 to 1987. When he started, there was no fanfare, no Olympic pedigree, no promotional deal, no TV contract. My man got $50 for his pro debut. $50 damn dollars. He worked construction for 8 years, like a bit as an amateur and into some of his pro career. My man worked construction. But all in all, Marvelous Marvin Hagler was a man's man. He was a badass. Mike Tyson before there was a Mike Tyson, as Max Kellerman put it. And I agree, man. My first encounter with Hagler, November 30th, 1979. I was about 8 years old or so. I'm a big Sugar Ray Leonard fan. He's about to fight for his first world title against Wilfred Benitez. On the undercard was this bald, muscled up, mean, jailhouse-looking motherfucker named Marvelous Marvin Hagler. He was challenging Vito Antuofermo for Antuofermo's title. This was Hagler's first title fight, his 49th bout. Again, he was muscled up, mean-looking dude. And back then, you didn't see too many bald people. Not in public like that. Like, there was Hagler and Lou Gossett Jr. This was like pre-Michael Jordan. Way before MJ. But yeah, Hagler had that look, man. It just had, if looks could kill, yeah. That was Hagler. Like, he looked like the type of dude where ain't shit funny. I don't laugh. Like, he had just that type of glare to him, you know? 62 wins, 3 losses, 2 draws. He was the undisputed middleweight champion of the world from 1980 to 87. And bear in mind, he was the only undisputed champion of his era. All the other belts, there was either WBA, WBC. But middleweight was always that one division that it just, for whatever reason, it was always undisputed. With that said, Hagler made 12 successful defenses, 11 by KO, International Boxing Hall of Famer, fighter of the 80s per Boxing Illustrated, 2-time Ring Magazine Fighter of the Year, and of course he had a Ring Magazine and everyone's choice as Fight of the Year for 1985 against Thomas Hitman Hearns. I've done videos, separate videos on Hagler-Hearns and Hagler Sugar Ray Leonard, so I won't even bring those up much within the confines of this podcast. But to call Marvin Hagler decorated is an understatement. Among his career, he upset 1972 gold medalist Sugar Ray Seals. They had a rematch which became the first blemish on Hagler's record. It was a draw to Seals. They had a third fight. KO won Seals. This was years later. B-Hop and others talk about Philly fighters. They're thought of with they're thought of as warriors and whatnot. Marvin Hagler's first L was to Bobby Boogaloo Watts, Philadelphia fighter. His second L was to Willie the Worm Monroe, a Philadelphia fighter. Rematch with Monroe, KO 12. Then they had a rubber match, KO 2. Rematch with Bobby Boogaloo Watts, KO 2. Got him in the rematch as well. He was hell in the rematch, Marvin Hagler was, man. Among other Philly fighters, Eugene Cyclone Hart, Benny Briscoe. Bernard Hopkins spoke of these dudes, these Philly legends, with reverence. Well, Marvin Hagler out-Phillied Philly fighters in Philly more times than not. That's what type of dude this was. He had booze and bottles rained upon him after destroying middleweight champ Alan Minter in Wembley Arena. And that only added to the chip on Hagler's shoulder that he'd already had to begin with. It fueled his string of title defenses, undoubtedly. By now, I'm sure everyone's heard the cut my bald head open and inside there's a boxing glove quote of Hagler's. Among some of his other quotes, His more famous ones, it's tough to get out of bed to do road work at 5 a.m. when you've been sleeping in silk pajamas. Pertaining to a conversation he had with Joe Frazier, the 3 strikes that Joe Frazier said he had. Said 1, you're black, 2, you're good, 3, you're a southpaw. Came into the game with 3 strikes. Another quote, the only difference between street fighting and boxing is there's a ref there stopping me from killing you. Sugar Ray Leonard offered this one during their fight. He said all fight, Marvin kept saying, fight me like a man, you little bitch. Fight me like a man, you little bitch. Of course, we've all heard war, Hagler war of the war hats, destruct, destroy. Like, he was that dude, man. He was that dude. But real talk, don't let the Hearns fight fool you. Marvin Hagler had bounce and rhythm to his style. He was also fairly innovative. Again, I mentioned he was the only undisputed champ of his day. Middleweight was the only division that maintained that undisputed status for whatever reason. So Hagler was like the first dude I saw wrapping belts, have one belt over his shoulder and the other around his waist. Other motherfuckers only had one belt, quite naturally. You just put it around your waist. Shit, Hagler would drape shit over his shoulder and his waist. No, I got more than one belt. That's what that is. I got more than one belt. So what the hell? He was another first. So at the time, the prominent ring announcer was Chuck Hull. And whenever he'd say middleweight, champion of the world, like they could cut the footage of Hagler repeating that as Chuck Hull was saying it. Like guys love to hear, and still they like to repeat that as the guy saying it. Hagler was the first guy I saw speaking in unison with the ring announcer as he said, middleweight, champion of the world. And what I really love, Hagler got it. His fight attire, either blue or maroon suede trunks. That was like his uniform. That was his jersey. He was just a simple dude like that, man. Tough as nails. And I'm gonna miss you, Marvelous Marvin Hagler. REED-BBS. BBS. Blackbird Sugar. Bachelor's in Boxing Studies. Tell her BCO. Fred Sanford of the Fistic Arts. When all is said and done, there's nothing left to say or do.